What is up, guys? Today is Monday. We're going to continue with the Monday basics. We're going to go ahead and break down the buy setups, and then we will go ahead and look at the markets. We'll go ahead and look at gold. I know Sean wants to look at gold, so we'll go ahead and look at that when we are done here. But basics, right? When the market's in an uptrend, guys, and you can see this, the market is going up, it's going bullish. We can see the BOSs, we can see the higher highs and higher lows. We are in an uptrend. When we're in an uptrend, guys, what do you think we should be looking for the most? Buys or some sells?
Buys.
Buys, right? I want to go ahead and continue with the trend. I'm not looking to go against it. Now, I'm not saying you can't. You definitely can. But when I mean against it, I mean every time the market pulls back, right, in these specific areas, people are looking to take sells. And if there's a setup there, do what you got to do. But for me personally, right, I just want to continue with the trend. It makes it a whole lot easier, right? So instead of looking for reversals, right, instead of looking for counter trends while the trend is going up, I want to look for some possible buys in these areas so we can continue with that bullish movement. Does that make sense? Give me a 3 if that makes sense. Let me know. Awesome. So how do we capitalize? How do we capitalize on these areas, right? What can we look for in order to capitalize, guys? Because that's what we're about, right? What can we see? We're freaking detectives. We need to find our zones and take these opportunities. So, right, the first way I'm going to show you, it's the starting point, right? Starting point, right? Now, the easiest way to go about it is with the starting point, especially on higher time frames, because that's all you're going to see, right? The market structure clears up, there's less candles, and you're going to see a whole lot of clear market structure there. So when we can see we're having breakup structure to the upside, we need to find our starting point. So let's go ahead and break that down. Okay, so bear with me real quick. Awesome. Okay, let's go. As the market's going in an uptrend, we need to follow structure, right? Let's go ahead. Boom. Market is making highs. Now, we need for the market to pull back in order to create some structure for us, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Market's now giving me a higher low. So right now, all we have, guys, is higher high, higher low. That's all we got. But we need to find a break of structure. We need to see a BOS to the upside. Okay, we need for the market to break and close above this line, making new highs, right? So let's go ahead. The market just gave me a BOS. So let's go ahead and mark that up real quick. Oh my goodness. Always identify your break of structures, guys. It helps you in the long run. Right? Boom. We have our break of structure. Right? We can see our breakout rally. Now, once we identify the breakout rally, guys, we have to follow that rally back down to the last selling candle. Right? So we have 1 candle, 2 candle, boom, right here. That last selling candle, that's my starting point. Right? So let's go ahead and box that up. Now, the thing is, guys, what levels is going to do, right? Levels is going to help you out. It's actually going to identify your breakout, right? So when you see something that looks like this, when you see a blue arrow on your chart, what I want you to do is follow this arrow, right? Match this blue arrow with this blue box. And when you press bulls, what's going to happen is there's going to be a box that highlights itself right here. And it's going to highlight your starting point for you, right? So if you're someone who's new and you need some training wheels, guys, follow the arrows. When you can see it's a blue arrow, press the bulls and a box will highlight for you. What you can do is go ahead and just highlight over it and make it your own, right? And then turn that off. But Oren and myself, we help you find this with the naked eye. But if you need the help, it's there for you. But now, once we found our starting point, there's one thing that we need to do, guys. Does anybody know? Because the setup is not complete unless we have something else. Anybody want to unmute? No. Well, we already found our entry point. Right? We found where we want to take buy positions. But there's one thing, right? And this one thing helps us preserve capital.
Stop loss?
Our stop loss. So this is our entry point, right? We found our starting point. Our starting point is right here. What we need to do is once we find our starting point, we find the lowest wick in that area. And right now we'll use this green wick, right? At one point, this green wick was red, 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 and then boom, turned green and then shot its way up, right? So this low wick will be my stop loss. Okay. Now we have the setup. The setup is complete. So what we can go ahead and do is mark up our zones, or mark up our entry, stop loss, and take profit. Right. So this is a 1 to 3. I personally like to enter at the first touch. Right. I know Miguel, my twin, if you're on the call, where do you like to enter? At the first touch or the 50%? Let's see if he's on. I think he was on earlier. Dang. Anyways, some people plug in, some people, you know what I mean? It is what it is. No, but anyways, guys, who likes to enter at the 50%? I know he's busy right now too. He's doing some things for the squad, for Powerhouse, making some videos. Right? I know there's a people that love to enter at that 50% area. For me, guys, I like to enter at the first touch, right? Juan and myself, we like the first touch, right? I know I see Jason, Kenny, and Zoom. I don't know who Zoom is, but they like to enter right here, right? So both are fine. What I'm saying is pick one. I don't want you to pick both of them. Like Vinny said, oh, I can enter at that first touch and I can enter at that 50%. No, I did not say to get into two positions. I said, find out which one you like and stick with one of them. Does that make sense? Give me an 8 if that makes sense, guys. Find out which one you like and pick one of them, right? The pairs you trade will tell you exactly what they like, right? I trade a lot of pairs that are like, you know what? We're going to touch it and we're gone, bro. I'm not giving you that 50. So you know what? I noticed. I said, you know what? I'm not going to miss these trades over 15 pips or whatever the case may be. I'm just going to move my entry up a bit. My stop loss is there, right? And I'm going to use my 1 to 3, right? Both can be done, right? Both can be done. Pick one and stay consistent. That is the name of the game, right? So as of right now, this is what we have, guys. We have higher high, higher low, higher high. So as the market's going to drop down and make this higher low, we want to capitalize and see if we can get into this entry and continue making new highs. Does that make sense, guys? Give me a 2 if that makes sense. Give me a 2 if that makes sense. So this is it. As the market's dropping down, awesome. Let's go ahead and wait. We'll be patient, right? As soon as the market wants to come into my zone, okay, cool. We'll get into the entry. We'll do what we have to do, and we'll continue with that trend. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any questions, fam? Right now is your time to ask questions, right? So go ahead and do so if you haven't. Right? I don't mind you guys unmuting, asking questions in the chat. Do what you got to do, right? So take a picture of this, guys. This is what we are looking for in the markets. This is opportunity number 1. This is called the starting point. Let me go ahead and just label that for you. Starting point entry. This is my stop loss, red stop loss. You already know. All right, guys. Go ahead and take a screenshot. Do what you guys got to do. But this is one way I like to look at the market, right? Especially on higher time frames. I tell you guys to look at higher time frames all the time. I'm not sure if you guys do or not, right? But I like to tell you guys to look at higher time frames because when market structure is freaking stupid ugly in here, looking like, oh, there's this, and this, and this, and this, all this is happening, right? What clears up all of this noise that's happening inside of here, if you jump to a higher time frame, a lot of that is going to go gone. and then you get a super clean setup. So then you narrow your way down from this whole area. You narrow your way down from here all the way down to this area, and you focus on the market structure that is inside of that. Right? Gem. That's a gem, guys. I'm telling y'all right now. Gem. So let's go ahead and look at the head and shoulders setup. Now, again, I like to look and find for that setup right here, guys. Right? Guys, take your screenshots, send it into the powerhouse chats. Make sure you guys, if whoever's in the challenge, in the partners chat, y'all know what I'm talking about. Make sure y'all, do your marketing. Do what you got to do. But the head and shoulders, guys, when we're looking for buys, again, when the market is going up, right? When the market is going up, I like to look for inverted head and shoulders. I like to look for the inverted head and shoulders, guys. Right? I like to look for this specific, very specific pattern here, right? The inverted head and shoulder. Now, where can I find this specific market structure, guys? Who wants to take a guess? Who wants to draw on my chart and show me where I can be finding these specific market structure patterns? Go ahead. I didn't see who was marking that up right there. Let's go, Kenny. Daniel wants to play. What's it called? I can't even freaking remember. What's that game with X's and O's? I forgot. Yeah, what is that? What is that game called?
Tic-tac-toe.
Tic-tac-toe. Yeah, he's trying to play tic-tac-toe. No, but check me out, guys. Yes, in these specific areas right here, if we can get back to the call, Daniel, I'd appreciate it, bro. In these specific areas right here, I want to go ahead and look for this pattern, right? As the market is making its way down, I want to look for this specific pattern here. Inverted, market takes off. When the market comes back, I want to see, I want to see if we can take this opportunity and shoot the market up, right? So on a higher time frame, you know what it's going to look like? Low-key, I'm trash at tic-tac-toe too. On a higher time frame, you know what it's going to look like? It's going to look like this. Well, on a lower time frame, if we go ahead and just take a step back real quick, let's see. I'm gonna make this all over again, right? But it's okay because I want to take time. I want you guys to have the good notes. Market's bullish, right? It's doing its thing. Now, as the market's pulling back, we have to focus on the structure. Now, this is the thing though, guys. You have to be able to understand market structure, higher highs, higher lows, so on and so forth, right? So as the market is making a new high, right now we have higher high, the market's going to create its higher low, right? So let's go ahead. Let's have the market consolidate for a bit. Oops. All right, cool. So the market drops. Boom. Market just gave us a BOS to the downside, right? We have to mark that up, guys. Let's go ahead. BOS. I like to label it red because there are bullish and bearish BOSs in the market right now. This is a bearish BOS, but we know we are looking for buys, right? So let's go ahead and continue. Right now, my change of character line needs to be here. Need change of character for buy opportunity. Telling you guys, when you mark it up like this, the market becomes a whole lot more simple. So let's go ahead. As of right now, we have higher high and a low is being created, right? So if the market was really, really bullish at the moment, you know what would happen? It would just stop, reverse, and continue, and we would have a tiny head and shoulder right here. Oops. With shoulder, neckline, head, change of character, let's look for some buys. right? But that hasn't happened yet. So let's go ahead and continue. Market drops. Market's doing its thing. Oops. Market's pulling back. Okay, cool. Now let's just say the market just continues to drop from there. Market continues to drop. Okay, we have another BOS to the downside. So let's go ahead and continue. Right now we have lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Is this making sense, guys? Give me an 8 if this is making sense. And if you have any questions and you're lost, give me a question mark. Awesome. So now this is where we got to pay attention to, right? We have to move my change of character line. Where should I move this line to, guys? It's very important. I cannot leave this line here. Yes, sir. I have to move this line right here, right? Because if the market's ready to go and we start to change character, we got to start looking for some buy opportunities around this area so we can send the market up higher, right? If I leave this line up here and we get everything we need to see and we miss it because we gave the market too much respect, that's not a good thing, right? I want to be all up in the market's grill, all up in the market's grill. So I need that line where it's supposed to be, and that is right here, right? So let's go ahead and continue. We haven't gotten that inverted yet. So let's go ahead. Market starts to pull back, and now it looks like we're going to start consolidating a little bit, okay? Now this happens. Nothing's wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that, guys, right? It's okay, because if the market wants to continue down, you know, market's building liquidity, it'll sweep it a little bit and then continue. But we haven't gotten that change of character where we need it, right? So that's okay. We'll let it continue to do its thing. If it changes character, then we have something, right? Till then, let the market do what it's going to do. Now let's just say the market drops one more time. Boom. We have another break of structure. Awesome. Now I have to move my change of character line somewhere. Does anybody want to line up my change of character? Where should it go to? Let's go. Right here. It needs to be right in the market's, right in the grill, bro. Right in the market's grill. Now, as soon as we get this change of character, it's go time. So let's say the market's doing its thing. What's up, bro? Why are you crying all the time, man? You good? I was always crying, bro. So let's just say, and we'll just keep the market structure clean for now, right? Let's say the market does what it does, and we finally get that change of character. Let's go ahead and adjust. Let's mark this up. We just got the change of character that we needed, or change of direction, whichever you like to call it. I'll just call it change of direction, because the market, the market was heading down for just a moment, right? It was just heading down in this specific area for just a moment, and then it changed direction and continued in that uptrend. Does that make sense? Give me a 2 if that makes sense, guys. Let me know, fam. Awesome. Awesome. Let's go. Now, my head and shoulder pattern, guys. The head and shoulder pattern is going to be right here. This consolidation. This is going to be my shoulder. The BOS right here. The BOS specifically is my shoulder. This is why we mark it up. This is why I like you guys to mark it up. Because as soon as we get that last break of structure and then the market changes direction, we have a setup. We have the setup, right? So my zones, where's my buy zone? Well, we need to find the lowest wick in this specific area, right? So let's just throw some wicks out here. Oh my goodness. Let's just throw some wicks out here, right? We need to find the lowest wick in that area, right? So let's just say it's this low wick here. Okay, cool. That low wick there, that's the lowest point of my zone, right? Now I need to find the closest body. So my zone starts here at this low wick. I need to stop as soon as the market touches, or as soon as this box touches a body candle, right? So let's go ahead. This green candle here, that's the closest body point. So that's going to be my zone, guys. That's going to be my buy zone. I like to label my shoulders black. I don't know why, but I do. Right? So that's going to be my zone from the lowest wick to the closest body. Give me a 2 if that makes sense, guys. Let me know. Can you explain that again? The wick part, the shoulder zone part. Is that what you're talking about, Jasmine? Yes. Okay, cool. So let's just remove everything right here. So this BOS is because the market broke and closed below the consolidation there, right? But we have to find our zone. So let's find the lowest wick, right? Let's give these candles some wicks. Cool. Now, where's my lowest wick at? My lowest wick is going to be this one, because if I draw a line from this wick across, that's the lowest wick. Right? Now, let's just say it's something that looks like this. If I draw a line, let's just, you know what? This one looks a bit lower, and I draw a line, and you're like, oh, wait, nope, that's the lowest wick right there. Right? That's where my zone starts. My zone is going to start from this low wick, right? From this low wick. Now I need to move my zone up until it touches the closest body point. And it looks like it's going to be this green candle here. So my zone is going to be from that low wick to my closest body point. Now, if the wick was a bit lower, put that back. If that wick was a bit lower and it was looking something like this, well, then my lowest wick point would be right there. And this would be my zone size. Does that make sense? That's going to be my shoulder right there. Does that make sense, Jasmine? Let me know. If it doesn't, that's okay. Give me a question mark. Well, this would be the left shoulder, right? And now when it comes back, that would give me the right, right? We have left shoulder, head, change of direction. Now, as soon as it comes back into this gray zone, yes, we are correct. We are correct. As soon as we get back to this gray zone, we are at the right shoulder and we are looking to continue with this bullish movement. We're good, Jasmine. We're both on alignment there. Let me know. Yep, got you. Cool. So this is my BOS, right? And this is why I always have you guys, and I can't stress that enough. Find your break of structures. Find the very last break of structure before the change of character. Could you look at this kind of consolidation? Confuses me. Yes, I got you. Yeah, I got you. Remind me when I'm done. Now, as soon as I find my buy zone, guys, I need to find my stop loss. Now, the stop loss is easy for this one because I need to find the lowest point of the market structure. So we can actually see the lowest point in the structure is here, right? The lowest point of the structure. And we also need to find the lowest wick. And that's usually easy as well. So boom, we'll put the stop loss right there. That's my stop. Let's go ahead and highlight that.
Yo,
So
Vinny, question.
what's up?
If it's a green candle like how it is right here, but the wick is like the same level as this red one, would you just use these three candles as your left shoulder?
Yes. That's
All
a
right.
great question. Yeah, that is. I would do it like that.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Good question. Good question. So you can tell, I think that was Eli. Was that Eli?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can tell Eli has been in the trenches marking up charts and he's noticing things like, yo, this looks like a head and shoulder, but this wick looks a little funky. Let me ask Vinny for some confirmation. Good job, bro. Good job. So this is the setup, guys, right here for the inverted head and shoulders. All this consolidation. Let me just clear up these wicks because this right here is giving me like anxiety, bro. I swear. All right, much better. Cool. Yeah, so again, we have our buy zone, we have our stop loss, we know where we want to enter. And again, same rules apply. You can enter at that first touch, you can enter at that 50. You can enter at that 50, right? I know. With the minimum 1 to 3 risk to reward, right? Minimum 1 to 3 risk to reward. So again, guys, when you're able to see the face, and hopefully I can bust out the homie for you, pull out the homie. This little guy has helped me find head and shoulders my first year, and I could not be thankful for the guy. Swear, bro. The homie. He made an appearance today. He showed up and showed out, baby. Bring to the front. Right? When you're able to see this inverted shoulder, neckline, head, change of direction, right? Change of direction. As soon as the market comes back into this area, bro, I'm telling you, like when Oren showed me that, I'm like, oh, bro, I just need to pull that homie out real quick. Help me find my setups, right? As soon as the market comes back into this area, guys, we know what we want to do. Let's go ahead and take these opportunities and shift the market the way the market wanted to go. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know if that makes sense. Does anybody have any questions? Let me just make that a bit clear for you guys. I'll let you guys have a screenshot. I will also, that's not what I wanted to do. All right. So boom, that is it, guys. Take your screenshots. Send this into the chats. Do what you got to do. Put this in your notebook. Print this out. Put this on your wall. Put it on your arm. Do what you got to do. But this is the inverted head and shoulder setup. Now, again, guys, where are we going to find this at? On the lower time frame, it looks like this. On the higher time frame, it looks like this. And where are we going to find these setups at, guys? In these specific areas, right? Within here. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions regarding this? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. All right, bet. No questions. We're moving on. Let's see what Austin got. Yeah, that's exactly right, bro. That's exactly this. Is this a minute chart, bro? You a minute man? Crazy, bro. You on gold futures on the minute. You know,
Futures is easier on the smaller time frames
all right,
because
bet.
of the market.
Okay, cool. Like it. Well, yeah. Well, not every market is going to look the same, right? So when you're able to see, I mean, is this right now set up?
Yeah, this is like current.
Okay, cool. Because right now it looks like we have a break of structure here. Do we get a break of structure in this area? I'm gonna go look at this. We gotta go look at this because it looks like there's something. There's probably a zone right here that the market is respecting. Is that what it looks like, Austin, or no? Not really. I can't really see, but I do see a rally of candles. So I'm just interested on that. But yeah, as the market, it looks like, the market's going up. Cool. Bullish in this area. As the market's pulling back, look at this. Lower low, lower high, break of structure. Mark up your break of structures, right? Lower low, lower high. Uh-oh, consolidation. When does it break structure? It finally breaks structure. Let's mark that up. My change of character line should be right here. Cool. Left shoulder, neckline, head, change of direction. So as the market comes back within this area, right, your zone would be from this low wick here to the closest body point right there. Stop loss is at the low. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. This is, what is it? GC1 exclamation point. Is that what it is? GC1 exclamation point. We got to take a look at that.
That's just gold, Vinny, by the way.
Does it look the same? Like the gold futures and gold?
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Oh, okay, bet. Let's just look at that. Oh my God, bro. What I tell you? Is this it? No, this doesn't really look like it.
No, they're different numbers. They're different placements.
No, I'm talking about like structure wise. Probably does look a little different. I could see this right here. Let me just take a look at on this. GC1. Oh, bro, what I tell you? Let's take a look. This is the 1 minute. 1 minute. Check me out, guys. And this is just in this specific area. We don't have a break of structure to the downside there. But the market does push lower, and this would be more of a liquidity sweep. Right? We do have the change of direction here. Now, my starting point, right? This is a little bit different because the market structure just looks a bit off other than like the Forex, right? But look, we have the break of structure here. Follow that rally back down to the last selling candle. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bullish candles that gave us the BOS or the change of character. This is my starting point right here, guys. Now my shoulder was in this area. Now it looks like it missed my shoulder, but that's okay. It ended up going my way. Now this right here looks a little funky, right? Where's your lowest wick, right? Especially with futures, you want to have a solid stop loss. For me, because this looks iffy, right? Why is it on lock, bro? Right, it looks a bit iffy. Where's my lowest wick in this area? What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pick the low, right? If you cannot identify the stop loss, especially when you're dropping down, because depending on what you trade, whether it's stocks, whatever the case may be, you drop down to lower time frames, it's gonna look a bit different. And sometimes candles won't have wicks, just depending on the structure, right? It's just what it is. So you can always use the low. Now, this is the 1 minute, so it shouldn't be risking too many ticks or pips, right? Because I know futures is going based off of ticks. So hopefully that's not too much. So you should be up right now, whoever's up. But look, this is it, guys. I literally just showed you. This is what we look for, right? Starting point entry. Look at the structure that I gave you. And I draw this out on purpose. I literally draw this out on purpose, guys. So you can have the setup and everything you need with you. Break a structure. Break a structure. Where's my change of direction? Right here. So we're looking for more buy opportunities. Right? So let's go back over here. This is my first break of structure. Let's just replay this. Let's actually just move this out the way. I'm just going to cover this as well and just shrink that up and just delete this. Right? So let's go ahead and play this back. We know we're waiting for buys down here, right? But the market just gave us a low, gave us lower low, lower high. If the market wants to come down lower, it has to break and close below, right? So let's go ahead and see. Awesome. We just got the break and close. Let's mark up our BOS. BOS to the downside. Market just made a new low. Now, this is the thing, guys. Where should my change of character line be? Yes, Kenny. My
I would
change
do
of
that.
character.
I actually have a question though.
What's up?
Like,
Good job,
you see
Eli.
how they're so close together? Like, would you just use the top of it? Sometimes I get like, is it valid because it may retrace on the tops though, or like,
This right here?
yeah, like sometimes I'm like, I don't know which one to put it on because like they're so close. What if it's just like internal, you know?
I like to use this. I like to be all up in the grill. I mean, if you want to give it a little bit of space because it's like the 1 minute, I get you. But if that's the case, I wouldn't put it on the higher structure because it's the 1 minute. Go to a higher time frame. The structure will change a little bit.
Got it. So just stick closest to the pullback.
Yeah, stay closer to the structure. And if it's a bit too tight for you and you can see things, go to the 5 minute and the structure might change. Right. So just the 5 minute, that's going to change. So where's the change of character now? Up here. 3 minute change of character is now right here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like that made sense.
Well, it's just because like the candle, sometimes I see those and I'm like, is that one candle pullback like enough?
Right. I hear you, bro. And I've gotten caught on some of those too, but
It's a
you
number
have to
game,
trust
right?
it. You got to trust it, bro. But if it does seem a bit funky, go up a time frame. Like this is just one time frame. Those candles are gone, and now you get left with this. And then I mean, this you can see this is like a pretty decent starting point, at least on the 1 minute or 2 minute, right? BOS to the downside, starting point was taken, and technically it can go up a bit higher and still drop, right? So if you want to be really safe, jump up a time frame and use this area.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I got you, bro. That was a good question too. And those were things I would always get stuck on. Sometimes I still get tricked on those, trying to be a bit too aggressive. So you understand why you take losses sometimes, right? You're trying to be a bit aggressive in this area when the market on the left-hand side is telling you, you know what, we can possibly still be heading down now, right? So just take that with a grain of salt as well. You have to understand why you lose, because when you do, you're like, I was actually fighting the trend in this specific area. And that happens, especially when you're a bit aggressive. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and we'll play it back. Or actually, we can just leave it here. Let's just delete that. Yeah. So notice how, again, the market drops back, consolidates. Now, if you see something like this, Kenny, especially myself as well, in the 1 minute with like NAS, because sometimes on the 1 minute with NAS, sometimes you're right. These one candle pullback type structures, they'll clap your ass. You know what I mean? I've been on those trades, right? So consolidation is basically when the wicks look the same. Consolidation, Tiffany, is when you can see the market is actually stuck in this area, right? So you can see, how the market's going up. So that was a bullish movement. We can see the market is going down. Oops, that's some bearish movement, right? Market continues to go down. That's bearish movement. But when the market is stuck moving sideways in this specific area, that's called consolidation. Does that make sense? When you can see it in a specific zone, just like ranging right here, boom, that's consolidation. Does that make sense? Awesome. De nada. De nada. Working on my Spanglish, you feel me? But right here, yes, we do have an inverted setup in this specific area. So let's go ahead. This would be my inverted. This would be my stop loss right here. Actually, let's just delete that and we'll just move this. This would be my stop loss right there. So it has not touched it yet. And look at this. This is a crazy massive rally, right? Massive rally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 rally candles just gave me that change of character that I needed. The change of character happened right here. So let's go ahead and delete that line and we'll go ahead and update because we need to update. Now, where's my starting point, guys? Let me zoom in for you guys. If we got the change of character, and this is my breakout candle, yes, Kenny, Eli, I don't know who it is, but yes, sir. On this time frame, that's my starting point. So the market can, oh, look at that. Looks like it's wanting to head up now. You can't get, I mean, actually, I can get lower than this. Let's go at 30-second. I mean, honestly, I don't like dropping down that low. It's just giving myself anxiety at this point.
I got a dumb
But
question.
what's up?
Are you on live time? Because my chart looks 100% different than yours. Like it's already played out, this whole thing.
Um, actually, this was I had just took it off of um replay mode right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So do you have this
No, like it already did a massive drop and now it's rallying back up. It already dropped back down to your original starting point.
down here?
To the green box.
Down here?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh
that's where the
no. Oh,
market's
I
at.
guess. Let me take a look. Refresh. Oh yeah, you're right. Wait, what? This is not it. Oh, I don't know. Maybe mine looks different. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what. Let me see. What is it? GC1?
Austin, what platform are you using?
Oh, I didn't
Uh,
know. I didn't
Apex
know.
or Top Step?
Okay, Austin. So
Apex.
Juan just told me, you see this orange D right here? It says it's for data is delayed. I did not know that. Right. So that's obviously something. I mean, I just run that right now. Data is delayed. GC1 data is delayed by 10 minutes because of exchange requirements. Right. So obviously on his chart, it looks like this probably. Boom, drop down, and it's probably like hanging out right here right now. So let's go take a look. Yeah. So it made its little rally, hit that starting point. It actually looks like it was a snipe, and then gave you some type of pip or some profits. But let's just take a look. Let's take a look. Because we are in the 1 minute. You guys have to remember, like 1 minutes aren't the strongest time frame. Now look at this. Look at I'm not trying to like use you as an example or like like talk down on you, Austin, because I know you do what you do. But look at this, right? You're trying to look for some buys in here, and I understand you're looking for a setup, right? But what do you see on here, Austin? I want to train your eyes. What do you see on this chart right here? Do you see anything specific?
I mean, I see a lower starting point.
Mark it up.
How the hell do you mark up on this thing?
There's an annotate button. If you there's like a button somewhere you can press that says annotate and you could draw.
Oh, okay.
Have a go, man. Appreciate you. Okay, cool. Now that's the a starting point of violation, right? That was our old starting point that we could look for sales off of, right? Because the market was heading down in this area, and this is why I don't like to counter trend when the market's bullish. But as the market's heading down in this area, right? We had a counter trend here as well. We had the starting point. Market shot down, gave some profit. Market gave me a new bearish, a BOS, gave me a brand new starting point. And then check me out. We were looking to take some sales in this area, right? Looking to take some possible sales in this area. Look what happened. We actually, if this is my low, Austin, right here, if this is my BOS, I have a question for you, bro. Where would my change of character line be? If this is the low and the market came all the way down here to make this low right here, it went up. It went up all the way up here. Would this be your change of character line?
No.
Where would your change of character line be? Yeah, I mean, yes, right. The only thing is on this time frame on the 1 minute, it has to be at the wick, right? I know sometimes you want to put. I know some educators do this as well, but for levels, the way I was taught and the way I've seen a lot more, how would I say it, like confluence with the market, because when the market actually breaks and closes above and below wicks, it's ready. Sometimes, especially the way I was taught, right? With when Oren, when I first came to Oren, he was having us box up our zones. He was having us box up our zones. So we had a box here, and we would trap the market. We would trap the market, right? So we know we don't have a true change of character until we break and close past the second box. As soon as we break and close past the second box, we can now start looking for some more buy opportunities, right? So let's go ahead. We'll close this out. So this right here would be my change of character, because this low, this high made this low made this high made this low made new highs. Make sense? Or this high made this low made new highs. Make sense, Austin? So yes, we have our change of character line here. Guys, do we have a breakout rally? You guys tell me. You guys tell me. Do we have a breakout rally? Yes, Jasmine. Yeah, Jasmine, are you new? I haven't seen your name on this call before. You're pretty active. 3 months. Love that. Love that. Love that. So we have our starting point. We have the breakout rally. We follow that rally back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Last selling candle right here. Started studying levels after the conference. Let's go. Love that. I hope it's starting to click with you a little bit. So we have a starting point right here, guys, right? Not only do we have a starting point, but if this is my previous BOS before the change of character, what is this right here? Does anybody know?
Left shoulder.
Left shoulder. Let's go, Eli. Boom. So they're right on top of each other. So look at what the market's doing right now. I believe it was Jasmine that asked about consolidation, or it was Tiffany. Let me see. Who was it that asked about consolidation? Tiffany. Okay, cool. Look at this, Tiffany. Notice how the market's trapped right here. It's just moving sideways. When we see that, that is consolidation. Right now, that's a good thing, right? If the market's really heading up, that's a good thing for us, because what we would like for the market to do is to break and close below here, right? Consolidation, left shoulder, neckline. Give me some type of entry so we can go ahead and continue and make a new buy opportunity. Does that make sense? You look confused right now. It's okay though. If it doesn't, that's okay. Because look, it happens in phases, right? The head and shoulder setup happens in phases. So when we can identify this, the consolidation, especially after clean market structure, right? We get the BOS here and we change direction. So let's mark that up. When we know that we're waiting for a specific setup, right? We know we just had the break of structure and we know we have the change of direction. So we're waiting for either a starting point or we're waiting for a left shoulder, right? We're waiting for one of these two. But look, anytime we can see consolidation, I like to break up the head and shoulder in phases. Consolidation is phase 1, which means this needs to happen, right? This needs to happen. Now, phase 2 is when we get the break of structure to the downside. So as soon as the market breaks structure and we head down, that's now phase 2. So let's just go ahead and mark this up real quick. Phase 1 is the change of character, right? Phase 2 is the BOS. Phase 3 is the change of direction, and then we can start looking for some buy setups. So we can identify our change of our consolidation and our BOS at the downside and our change of character to the upside. We know we have something else cooking. We're looking for the same thing. We're looking for buys in this area so we can shift the market higher. And usually it happens again, right? Phase 1, the consolidation. Phase 2 with the BOS. Phase 3 with the change of character. And then we're looking for our entry. But it usually happens again. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and then what are we looking for? Our entry. But you know what happens? It usually happens again, right? So when we find that, like, oh my goodness, that was the biggest clicking moment I had my first year with Oren. Because what he told me, he's like, when the market's in an uptrend, right? The market's in an uptrend, we should be looking for inverteds. And this is what the market structure looks like on lower time frame, but on higher time frame, it looks like this: higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Isn't that mind blowing? Like, bro, that blew my mind when I first understood that. So then I see it like this, right? I know we have, right? This was phase one, right? Phase one, phase two, phase three. We know we want the entry right here. So in essence, on this time frame, this is what we're looking at. Entry there, stop loss at the low. This is a crazy setup on the 1 hour. But hey, watch this shit smack a 1 to 3, right? Look what's happening right now, Tiffany. Is this consolidation? Yeah, right. This is phase one. Now we would look for the market to break structure. Give me phase two. Come give me an entry market. Give me that entry, bro. I dare you, so I can catch this phase three. And as soon as we catch this phase three, boom, we have another setup right here. Does that make sense, Tiffany? Awesome. Awesome. I saw your clicking on it. I love that. I love that. Let's go to a higher time frame. Yeah, I don't know what chart this. Okay. Oh man, this is perfect. Let's just go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and just break this down real quick because this looks like it was giving some pretty solid. Oh, bro, look at I don't even trade this. Who are we looking at? We must have been looking at this for Austin. We sniped that Austin. I'm telling you, bro, works every time. But look, let's just go here, right? Look at this. Clicking moments are gonna be had. We might go. Oh man, can't go too long because I'm on a call in a little bit. Sorry, guys. But look at this, guys. Tiffany, phase one, right? Phase two, change of direction. We're looking for a setup here. Do we get it? Yes, we do. On this time frame, you can't see it. Let's go down. Phase one, phase two, phase three. We're looking for an entry here. Let's see if we can get it. If we don't, it's okay. It is what it is. Right? Let's go back up. Doesn't come back down there. It's okay. It is what it is. Check me out. Phase one, phase two, phase three. The market hasn't came back down to these levels yet. So these are free. That's free game. That's free money whenever the market wants to come down. There's money hanging out in these areas. Look, check me out. Phase one, phase two, phase three. Look at what we got here, guys. This was a good move, even if it wasn't the shoulder. We have a BOS to the upside. My my starting point is right here. Boom. That move right there made new highs. Made new highs. Right? Check me out. Phase one, phase two, phase three. The market has not came back down to these levels yet. So whenever the market does want to come back down to these levels, I wouldn't mind seeing if we could take some buys and continuing in this bullish movement. Look at that. Continue in this bullish movement. Let's go to the higher time frame. Look, I cannot make this up. Daily, whoever catches this on the daily is flying right now. Look at this. Phase one, phase two, phase three. I'm looking for an entry around this area. Let's see if we catch a snipe of a lifetime. Let's go, baby. You cannot make that up. That held it down, especially when it was time to hold it down. Let me just hop on this call real quick. Give me a second, guys, because I'm not done yet. Thank you, Grayson. What I was saying was, I hope somebody got a clicking moment out of that market structure that I just broke down and explained to you guys. I know Tiffany got her clicking moment today. I literally saw it on her face when she had that. So I hope somebody, took away from that market structure breakdown real quick. But Juan sent me a chart on gold. I do like this 1 hour time frame. We have, look at phase one, phase two. I'm sorry, phase two with the BOS, phase two, phase three. We are looking for setups in this area, right? Same thing happened again. Gold is really bullish right now. This right here is all-time highs, right? So look what we have again: consolidation, phase one, phase two, phase three. He has all his zones locked and loaded. So if this one fails, okay, he takes a loss like a boss. He comes back even stronger, claps the market, and does what he does. I like this. I have very similar zones marked up, especially with this one, right? Breakout rally, starting point in this area. Yeah, that looks good right here. This is the 1 hour time frame. You can drop down lower if you want to try to find like a pullback down here, honestly, but you don't really need to. This has everything that you need to take a setup right here. And this structure looks really good as well. So good stuff, Juan. Natural gas, 3 minute. Natural gas, 3 minute. This looks funky to me. Let me see. Natural gas. What is it? What's the abbreviation? NG1? Oh, did I take it off? NG1. Oh, look, we've been talking about this. Cool. Awesome. Let's go to the 4 hour. 1 hour. You're looking for sells on the 3 minute? Let's look. So on the 1 minute, this is what we have right here. 1 minute. This is the closest structure that we have. Oops. Closest structure that we have. Shoulder, change of character. We don't get the change of character till there. My stop loss. Or if you were trading off of the starting point, which I know most people can see right now, right? That's your setup. So let's take a look. It's still in buy territory. Now, all it has to do is clear these lows because look at Austin. What is this right here? What is this right here, bro? Let me do that again. Let me do that again. Austin, what is this right here, bro?
Consolidation.
Consolidation, right? So that's phase one. If this wick, which it looks like it just cleared this liquidity, just cleared, bro, just cleared. If it continues up and changes character, we may have that buy continuation. You may have that. Right, so let's drop down to 15. Starting point is right here. Technically, it's still in buy territory. Let me see your 3 minute. Your 3 minutes somewhere inside of here. Okay. If I'm looking at sales personally, I'm looking at sales up here just because this looks a whole lot cleaner. A lot of this just looks like liquidity. But I do see why. So let's drop down. Let's continue. But yeah, just based off of this, right? If we have the liquidity sweep here, or even if you're looking at this here, right? We do have a liquidity sweep. If we change character, we have a setup. Shoulder, liquidity sweep, change of character. Let's go ahead and look for more buy opportunities, right? But let's go down to 5. I do see what you're seeing right there. I just don't like these equal highs right here, especially on this side. Like all this right here just looks kind of iffy to me. It looks a little bit iffy to me. So if I was you, What I would like to do when I see stuff like that is I like to wait for things to play out, whether it respects it, right? Let's say, okay, cool, respects my zone, change of character. I'm getting in right here because I feel more confident, right? Why it look iffy? Because we have consolidation and equal highs, right? So usually we want to have a setup that looks like this. You see how we have phase one, phase two, phase three, and then after phase three, you know what happens? Consolidation. We're just stuck moving sideways, right? When we see that, I like to go for the entry zones or the trade ideas that are higher, right? That are above the liquidity instead of finding entries inside of the liquidity. Instead of looking for entries inside of the consolidation. Because I do see that, I mean, I can see what Austin's looking at. We do have a starting point right here, right? But we also have equal highs right above that. Right, we have equal highs. And when we have equal highs, money is sitting right there. There's money sitting right on top of these areas, right? So what happens usually is market comes up, market takes these out, and then it goes our way. And then it goes our way, right? Because there's money sitting right here, and the banks love to take the money from everybody, right? I hope that makes sense. And if it doesn't, it will soon. It just looking a bit bigger picture versus a smaller when we're looking at different phases. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Because you don't want to be caught inside of liquidity, inside of consolidation. Clicking moment. Clicking moment. You know what I'm saying? I do see we have it set up, but when we have something that looks just way better and there's just money being built up and just being, you know what I'm saying, just being built up right here. What happens, because we're on such a lower time frame, when it's time for the market to open, what happens is boom, market can go strong, and then it starts to go our way. Right. So just keep that in mind. Right. Always zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Always zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Hey, Vinny, can you apply the fib tool? Thanks for extra confirmation. For this sell up here, I'm guessing 88679 is right here, which is pretty good, right? Which is pretty good. And if you want to look at this even deeper, right? If you want to look at this even deeper, why I would pick this starting point over this one is because it hasn't been touched and it's above liquidity, right? So if we take a look at this, Tiffany, phase one, phase two, phase three, we're looking for sales in this area. My stop loss is at the high. But look, we have my left shoulder because this is the very last BOS, right? Very last bullish BOS before the change of character. But now look, this is my breakout rally. My starting point is right here. So we have the left shoulder, the 886, and the starting point labeled right on top of each other. And as soon as we get that set up, what happens? The market just starts to build consolidation. So for me, I'm more likely to get in something a bit higher rather than something inside of liquidity, right? And if it does play out, right, make sure, or if you do hop in, make sure it respects it first, right? Make sure it respects it. Just because it's going down doesn't mean it's going to respect it. Until it breaks and closes below this, then we can look. But boom, look it. What if it hits the starting point, goes up higher, clears liquidity, right? Things can happen, guys. Hit this starting point, clear liquidity, and now we're going to respect your zone. Now we're going to go ahead and start dropping down, right? So keep that in mind. Anytime you see liquidity near an entry, just be cautious, guys. Be cautious. Does anybody have any questions? Any questions before we go ahead and end the night? Let me know, guys. Let me know. Let me know, fam.
Hey, Vinny.
What's up?
Oh, just like as a confirmation, whenever you're looking up like to set up like we were doing, do we start at the bigger time frames and then go to the lower time frames?
Correct. For me, higher time frames give you a lot of bias of where the market's going, right? So if I go to the monthly, or even on that 1 minute, right? What time frame are we on? 1 minute, or was it 15? 15-minute, we can't say much, right? We just see this. Now we can see we're kind of bullish in this area, but what's the real trend? If we go to the week or the monthly, market looks like it's actually consolidating a little bit. But in this specific area, is the market going up or down?
Up.
Up, right? So the market's bullish a bit in that area, so we can start looking for buys. Now look at the market started to reverse. Now as soon as we drop on lower time frame, what did this give us? A change of character?
Yes.
Yes. So now we're looking for sell opportunities. So let's continue to drop. Now we're starting to narrow in on that market structure and sharpen up our zones. So, I mean, as we can see here right now, we only have, let's delete this. We only have these. So we're technically waiting for structure to shape. So until we get a change of character, right? The market still has time to make its way up here, right? Still has time to make its way up here. And as soon as we get this, we know it's time to look for some sells.
Okay. And then what
Right.
do those gaps mean right there?
So with these gaps, usually it's just large money being put into the market. This usually happens during the open and close. So if that confuses you, what you can do is you can change your candle chart to the line chart, and you can see it'll be there, right? But when you see stuff like that, just think of it as a red candle,
Okay.
like this. Yeah, just think of it as a red candle like that. Same when it's going up, right? Green candle. Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Awesome, guys. I appreciate y'all for hopping on. I appreciate you guys for asking questions. I know some of y'all had clicking moments. I literally saw Tiffany had hers, which is great. It makes me know that I'm doing what I do, and I'm breaking it down the right way. I know Coach would be proud for show, right? Thanks. Thanks a lot. I'm actually starting to understand a lot more. Let's go. Let's go. I love that. Continue to hop on. Of course, Catherine, I appreciate you for hopping on. Thanks for giving me your time. Appreciate you. Thanks for asking your questions. Keep sending in charts. Make sure you guys are doing your studying. Don't just watch me because we're powerhouse. Ooh, powerhouse, right? Hop on, go live, and do your studying, guys. Take the notes. Take it. Last one. Did you send in a chart? Take it. Take it very, very seriously, guys. Do what you guys got to do to get better. Ask your questions. I ask Oren questions all the time, guys. All the time, right? What's another beginner day? Every Monday is a beginner day. Every Friday is more advanced. But if you go on Oren's, right, Coach Oren on the Forex Pack, he breaks everything down every day. Every day is a beginner to intermediate day. And if you take the time to ask your questions, Alex, if you say, hey, Coach Oren, my name is Alex. I'm fairly new. Can you please break things down to me? I promise you, bro, he's going to break it down for you. But you have to promise me you're going to go ahead and do that. You're going to go out of your way, get uncomfortable, and say, hey, Coach, I'm new. My name is Alex. Is it okay if you take this day to break things down for me a little bit? I'm going to take some notes, but you got to take your notes. You know what I'm saying? He will do it. He will go slow for you, but you got to take the notes. And Oren goes live Monday through Wednesday, twice a day. So make sure you guys check his time frame, because I don't know what time zone you guys are in. For me, it's 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. For you, it could be different. But Monday through Wednesday, 10 a.m., 6 p.m. for myself. Time zone could be different for you. And he goes live on the crypto side Thursday morning at 10 only. That's it. So if you have both packs, you get him 4 days a week, right? Seven sessions, which is fire, which is fire. Awesome, bro. Go ahead and do that. Step up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Everybody step up for yourself. No one's going to get good for you. You got to get good and ask the questions. I do see this, Austin. This looks pretty good. I do like this. We do have the BOS. Oops, what the heck? Is that me? Oh yeah. We do have the BOS breakout rally, right? On this time frame, the starting point is somewhere in here, and it looks like you marked up the 5 minute or whatever, 5 minute to 15-minute shoulder, but which is good. Stop losses at the high. Now we can see, look at what's going down. Consolidation. So all we're waiting for is the market to come up, give me an entry so we can smack that thing. Yes, sir. That's what I'm looking for. Good stuff, Austin. Good stuff. But with that being said, guys, you have a great trading week. Ask questions, mark up your charts. Even if you're new and you're stuck, even if they look ugly, send them to me. I will help you guys out. I got you guys. At me in the chat. If you're not in the levels chat, make sure you're in the levels chat. We have some vets in there that like to help people out. We got you guys, right? I will see you guys on Friday. Have a great week. Trade responsibly, and we will get better day by day. Peace and love. I will see y'all.